So hello everybody, namaste, and a very, very good afternoon to you all. So those that follow me will know that I had an accident in Malaysia. I broke this wrist here, fracture, you see it's still very big. And I don't know if you can see my scar on camera. Okay, so I had an accident in Malaysia. I fell down steps on a boat just to go over what happened. They put a big, massive cast as big as my arm on me in Malaysia after a manipulation. And then I flew back home to Goa, India. The flight back was very difficult due to disability discrimination from an airline in Southeast Asia. If anyone wants to see that, I can certainly link that vlog above. So yes, I came back to Goa, and yes, I had to go to hospital in Goa 2 weeks after being in the cast. So the funny thing is I didn't know whether I needed an operation or not. So those that are kind of familiar with fractures and casts, sometimes you don't need an operation post-cast. I think it's to do with if the bones actually knit together or something. So anyway, I went to a hospital in Goa for the post-reduction x-ray, which showed that I did need a plate and it had still fractured. And this particular vlog is about my hospital story here in Goa, India. Oh, I've got flies all over me. Okay. Oh. Huh. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. These are kind of red ants and I think it's bit my forehead. Oh, itchy. I'm going to switch the camera off for a minute. So I've just put some aloe vera on my forehead and my nose because that's where that red ant bit me. It's that time of year, you see. It's March time, so it's like that in Goa. Red ants come out and bite you. Oh, my hair's wet because I've just washed it, by the way. Aloe vera also goes on the scar as well. Okay, so let's get back to the hospital. So initially I needed to be an outpatient because we didn't know whether I needed the operation or not. To say the outpatients was hard is an understatement. It was really, really difficult in outpatients in the hospital. I don't name hospitals on here, by the way, or anything like that, whether they're good or bad experiences. So anyway, I get to the outpatients. It's busy. Naturally, it's a hospital. It's going to be busy. There's lots of queues. We went in the morning time, lots of queues. Now, when I say it was disorganised, for example, I joined one queue because I needed to pay for an x-ray. X-ray's not expensive if anyone wants to know, 650 rupees, that's about $10, about £6 UK wise. Okay, so basically, then I was told that I need to join the line again for the x-ray. I get to the front of the line and they tell me, no, you didn't need to join this line. You could have just gone to the x-ray waiting area. By that point, I cried because I was so stressed. You know, you can imagine, big cast on arm, very, very busy hospital. It was very disorientating, very, very disorganized in the outpatients. So anyway, I cried. I managed to get myself to the waiting room, which was the x-ray waiting area, and I met some people from Austria, and although I was crying all the way through the conversation with them, it was just really nice to meet other people who were like me that were on the road, because one of the guys had an accident. He broke 3 of his toes. Sorry, I still can't use that hand properly. 3 of his toes he broke. Oh, bless him. So we had conversations and they were pretty calm, and they were telling me how they packed up their whole life in Europe and now live on the road. Exactly the same situation as me. So as you can imagine, that was very nice for me. Nevertheless, I was still crying. I get into the x-ray, had the x-ray done fine, but cried throughout the x-ray. Then the guy who did the x-ray, the radiographer, he gives me the x-ray. I then go to the doctor's office and I'm still crying, and the doctor's asking me what happened. So I just said, oh, well, sometimes I think it's hospitals. I'm just overwhelmed. And then I actually said, well, actually, another reason is I'm very worried because if I have to have an operation, it's a very difficult thing for me. So he was reassuring. He looked at the x-ray and he goes, well, if you don't have the op, you can still function and everything, but it'll be hard. But if you do have the op, there'll be full function back. So there it was. The post-reduction x-ray said, basically, that this needs plating. Now things start to get better. Basically, he told me that in 24 hours time I can be on an operating, table. That is quick. That is really, really quick. Wow, wow, wow. Things were changing very, very quickly now. So basically, he'd booked me in for the appointment for the following day. And they even did the blood test that day in outpatients before I came in the next day so I could forego the blood tests. Okay, so I went home that night, went to bed. Following morning, I come in. It didn't start off great. I'm going to be honest with you. The inpatients did not start off great. I went to the emergency because that's where you go for the cast removal. So they removed the cast. And after they removed the cast, my arm was so painful. Bearing in mind, it had been stiff within the cast for 2 weeks. And this arm was still fractured. And you know what? I was taken for an x-ray and expected to kind of put my arm down and move it, but I couldn't conform to the x-ray at all. So then I was taken to my ward. Very, very smart move going to the ward because then they brought the x-ray camera to me. Why they didn't do that in the first place, I don't know. Because it would have saved me a lot of tears and a lot of grief if that's what they did first. I say things got better, but then something else happened. I needed to go down to theatre and some care assistants, I think the HCA's healthcare assistants came and they basically said that they'll put me on the wheelie trolley to go to the theatre. But they wanted me to stand on a chair, bearing in mind with a very, very stiff fractured arm that had just come out the cast, and then head onto the bed. So I tried a couple of times, I couldn't do it, and of course I didn't want another accident. So then another healthcare assistant came and she just said the word wheelchair, and I said yes, sat in the wheelchair, and she wheeled me down. And I was just thinking, what were they playing at? And of course my anxiety is high because I'm thinking with this level of disorganisation, I'm going in for an op. But I'd met the surgeon, I trusted the surgeon, I liked what he was like. So at that point, actually, okay, I was terrified because I was about to go into theatre, but I had trust. So anyway, once I was in theatre, I properly got on a bed. There were staff there. The anaesthetist met me and he was lovely. He said that they're going to give me a regional anaesthetic so the arm can be numbed and then they'll do the operation. I just said, look, no, I want a general because I want to be asleep. And he goes, but with the regional, it's important that you have that because you won't feel your arm after the operation. And that's important because the pain will just be really, really awful if you can feel your arm. And he goes, but we can sedate you as well. I thought, oh, great. Yeah, I will be sedated too. So anyway, although I was terrified, I was really reassured by him. And the staff who were going to be in the operating theatre met me and they were also reassuring me. And a lot of the time we were talking about the beaches in Goa. So as you can see, that was just amazing. So I get into the operating theatre, the surgeon comes in that I'd met the day before, and he was really lovely, and he even gave me at that point, if you want to change your mind and you don't want to be sedated, we can keep you awake. I can talk you through what's happening to your wrist because you're not going to feel it. And I said, no, I just want to go to sleep. And this is like a really funny part now, because after all that heightened anxiety, I was sedated, couldn't feel a thing, of course, in the arm as they were operating on it. And I was dreaming that this theatre had turned into Starbucks and everybody who was working in the theatre was on one side of the table in Starbucks. I was on the other side of the table and I was having the most relaxed coffee in the world. I did actually wake up in the theatre and the wrist had been done. Then I was taken straight to the recovery room, and I looked over at my arm, and there was this big bandage on the arm. Oh, excuse me, just really, really itchy. I think there's just a lot of flies around that wanting to bite me. So anyway, once I was in the recovery, the surgeon came in straight away, and it was amazing what he said. He said, the operation was very successful. We wanted to keep you in 2 nights. I knew that already. Forgot to put that in earlier on the vlog. But he goes, we're going to reduce it to 24 hours and you don't need a splint. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry, I still can't quite turn that one round. Okay, so that was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I went back to the ward, and they gave me a really nice diet. It was liquid diet, of course, because it was the day of the op and I'd had nothing to eat, and the liquid diet suited me fine. It was warm water, it was nice and warm soup. I could have as much as I wanted, and I was just watching YouTube. I think there were another 2 people on the ward also watching YouTube, so there we go. And of course I was so happy because I'd had all these meds. Then the night time came, and I wasn't great in the night because I constantly wanted to drink water. Then every half an hour I needed to go to the toilet. And also bearing in mind, I couldn't move this arm. It was like hanging here. So every half an hour, a lovely nurse, I'd ring the bell, a lovely nurse would come promptly. She'd pick up my arm and she'd take me to the toilet. And that to me was just an amazing, amazing hospital service, that I wasn't just left in the night. I was taken very, very good care of. That overrides everything. That overrides that they expected me to have an x-ray in the x-ray room in the cast, or climb on a chair to get on the wheelie bed, or the disorganisation around things. That overrode everything, the care in the night. The fact that the operation was successful. So, yeah, that did override everything. And then the following day I got up. I could feel my arm, so it was all good. And I went for a little walk. By that point, I could take myself to the toilet as well. And I just went a little walk up and down the corridor and just saw the greenery out the windows. The daycare was great and they gave me good food. Then came the discharge procedure. That was straightforward. And after that, I went home. So overall, I had a very, very good stay and a very reassuring stay in hospital in Goa, India. So, aftercare. So my host was amazing with me. She cooked me meals, bless her, that was extremely kind. She did my laundry for me. My neighbour would brush my hair for me. If I needed a lift anywhere, the tuk-tuk drivers drove very slowly and the taxi drivers drove very slowly, and they just wanted to help me, because that is the community in India. There's so much care. And I think I've had it really well in India, and I'm glad I came back to India, came home for my care, because again, those that know me know that I'm foreign, I'm from England, but I live here now in Goa, India. Okay, so I think tonight what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go out for dinner with neighbours, you know, all the ones that looked after me. So that will be really, really good. Because obviously we're a community, it's so nice. Okay, so I'm going to be travelling very, very soon, but I will have to travel in the support. So yeah, the support actually feels really nice, you know, because I've just done some laundry and things, so it's nice just to rest it. But my physiotherapist said never to use the support at home because that's just going to stiffen. So when I'm in pain, I actually just ride through it and I don't use the support. Just now, just to demonstrate, because I'll be doing that when I fly, because I'm due to fly in a couple of weeks, and I will make that vlog about flying again with the support, just not within the cast though. I will still get airport assistant because of luggage and stuff, and as you can see, the wrist isn't back to how it was, but physiotherapy will hopefully get it back to how it was. I'm sure it will, you know, really, really thinking positive. So once I've kind of flown to the new place, which I'm not going to tell you about yet, I'll make some vlogs in the new place, but then what I'm going to do is I will put out the Southeast Asia series, because I did vlog before the accident and those vlogs haven't been edited yet because of the arm and things. So yeah, I will do that. And then tonight, out for dinner with friends. So we're going to one of my favourite places. It's La Dolce Vita, actually pronounced Dolce La Vita, sweet Italiano, exploring the European side of Goa. A lot of you will know that Goa is European. So I'm meeting my host family here because I'll be leaving soon, along with my friend, the one who, bless her, who brushed my hair for me, and she's also my neighbour. So they'll all be turning up here. Hi. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Lemon.
Yeah. Hey.
So this is the lady who did my hair, and this is the lady who cooked my meals, and these are her children, and we're all out having dinner together. And me too.